Hi Ramit, my name is Daniel Harris, and I'm here recording my video in response to your first module. And I want to tell you what stood out to me the most. And basically, the two things that stood out the most first is a more general thing, how much I've been thinking about everything that I've learned from the module, how much I've been trying to apply it to areas of my life, how much I've looked at and identified mental barriers. And the most specific thing that stuck with me is the trough of failure. And I think that graph that you put in the presentation will be stay in my head forever because I am very familiar with this trough of failure, but I've never really looked at it as a necessary step that will be moved forward from. I just thought of it as something that will just erode away and I'll be able to start again. So an example that I want to give you is when I first started looking for jobs, I landed an interview in an engineering firm, and I took this tour where I felt like everything they were telling me I was only vaguely familiar with. I felt like I was totally out of my element, and I thought, they were thinking this kid is I don't even know how he got this interview. So I and this was a projection of my own mental barrier that I was putting in there, taking me out of take taking me out of the running from the very beginning. And the breaking point I remember specifically was when they pointed out it was me and there was one other person giving the tour. This person giving the tour pointed out this object and he was asking me to identify it just sort of offhandedly, and I froze up. I was so wrapped up in trying not to be found out for this false engineer that I just couldn't give him an answer. And it turns out that it was a a drum from a clothes dryer, just a simple drum from a clothes dryer, easily identifiable. And I've seen hundreds and hundreds of those. The problem was I just knew personally that the answer that I was going to give, regardless of what it was just going to be wrong, and the alarms would go off and they would kick me out and everything. But anyway, so that just destroyed the interview from that point forward. And after that, there was just this period of lapsing in my motivation and my confidence in myself that took a long time to get out of. But I know that this trough will come again, and I'm hoping that I'll have your system internalized by then, so that what I can do is not just remove the emotions from it, but acknowledge that they're there and be ready to destroy the mental barriers when they come, and know that I will move forward and there will be more upward progress. But I have to go through this trough of failure, and it will not destroy me as long as I have the knowledge that is there, a support system, and the readiness to keep moving forward.